Welcome to Catfish Weekly along with James Smith. I'm Lyle Stokes and James.
Yep.
How long have we been waiting?
A long time.
A long time. I talked to Keith several years ago, and he can verify this. He probably remembers the date better than I do, about doing a Catfish Weekly show when we was at the Catfish Conference. And he said, I just don't want to do that kind of stuff. He said, if I ever do, I'll let you know. And he decided he wanted to do one, and he let me know. And I got to tell you, I've never been any happier to have anybody on the show. We've had some great guests over the years, but to have Keith on here with the success that he has had in the last several years going, I think the first time I remember seeing his stuff, he had 5,000 subs, and it's way over 100,000 now. And man, to get to know a guy that started out at the bottom and made it all the way to the top is just a really cool deal. So, Keith, welcome to Catfish Weekly.
Thank you. You were on, though. I had 1,200, I think, the first time you asked me. Because believe it or not,
1,200 at the tournament, didn't you?
Huh?
You had 1,200 or 1,600 at the tournament, didn't you?
I had 1,700 at
17, yeah.
I only remember because people did live streams and showed everybody's channels.
That's right. That's right.
But I had maybe 1,200 the first time you asked me live stream. And believe it or not, last January, not this January, but last January, I had 20,000. And you asked me like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I was like, why you want me on there? I don't get that.
You know, I thought you was good when you first started.
Yeah.
And I know you've told me things that you wish you'd done this or that, and it could have been better here or there. But I was thrilled with the way you was doing them then, and they got so much better. And even though those was good, the new ones are outstanding. And the beginning of all your shows, if that don't hook people into watching them, then there's something wrong with them, because you've come up with a niche to grab people's attention, and I'm telling you, it works.
Yep.
He get called names a lot.
Well, that's okay.
Hillbilly. It don't bother me at all.
I'm the same way. What do you say, James, that we go over some of the people in chat?
Sound like a winner to me.
All right.
Seeing Fins and Foul. There's Catfish Weekly in here. Chrissy Brown. Carolina Catfish, So Go. Catfish and Crappy. There's Mark hanging out with us a little bit tonight. Carolina Catfish. Avid's in the house with us. Terradora Arco. I hope I said that right without butchering it too bad. Us Carolina boys, we have trouble with that over the mayonnaise level names. Who else are you seeing? I got to scan down now.
I got Mike Sampson and Creole Catfishing, Nebraska Kayak. Creole, make sure you buy that woman that house she's wanting. There's Kevin with Palmetto Cats and Wayne Smith, Fishing with the Chad. Uncle Reeler, Maurice Kaysen, getting hooked on fishing, on defishing, running late, Ernie Brown, Philip Williams, Skin and Scales, Eddie Gross, Avid, Mo Creek Fishing, J&S Outdoors, LG Bass, Sean T Outdoors.
There's a Keith DeBose. He's right down here in Rock Hill, Keith.
Very nice. There's Team Wampus Cat.
The Chad.
I think I said Sharina, but there she is. Clearly Epic. That's a new one. Welcome to the Catfish Weekly. I think I said Fins and Fowls. Justin Pancho. That's another new one. Welcome to the show. Uncle Lou. Always good to have Lee in here.
Wayne Smith. George Fishman and Wayne Smith. Philip Williams. Trying to find a couple that you scanned past. Sean, you said Sean T. Take Down Catfishing with Kenneth Powell. Mm-hmm. That's a new one. A new one for me anyway.
Me too. Two stands.
Justin Panko. J&S Outdoors.
Mike Sampson. Jake Edwards.
Well, guys, if you are new in here, I'll say one thing on all these shows and on my show too, is that share the bait, share the love. If you see new channels in here, guys, check them out. Check out their channels. Like them, subscribe to them. Just share the love, share the bait.
Georgia Fisherman, J&S Outdoors. Try to make sure we get as many of them as we can because
There's Walter's cat.
we're going to miss some. You guys will have to understand we don't get them all, and if we're sorry if we miss you, but just keep putting it up there, and we'll go through them again probably sometime. There's Hooks and Hammocks. Glad to have them in here.
Two old vets.
Two old vets. There's not a better YouTube name than that one right there. It's as good as it gets.
That's a husband and wife. Both of them are veterans, Lyle.
That's awesome. I did not know that they both was, but I did wonder where the two come from.
Yeah, I talked to them on the phone. They ordered some bobbers from me, and I talked to them on the phone. And their Junior Proctor, I talked to him a little while ago.
I haven't talked to Junior for a while. I need to. We had him on the show here a while back, but that's not the same as me just calling him up or him calling me up and shooting the bull. We need to do that. I will say this. Keith and I got on the phone the other night talking about doing this show, and if I remember correctly, it was like 4.5 hours. It was a long time, and I had so much fun visiting with. There's J&S Outdoors fishing with Robbie. We never want to miss that young man. He's a great guy. There's Tall Betty in the thing, Miss Betty Cross.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good people coming in here.
There is. There's a lot of
Rob Mack. That's a new one too.
Yes, sir.
Said he used many of Keith's DIY projects. There's probably a lot of people checked out them DIY projects and used them, Keith.
I'm guessing so.
Come up with some good ones.
If we missed you, we'll try to catch you a little bit later. Hang tight in there. Please like the video if you like what we're doing, and try to share it out with your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It only takes a minute, don't cost you a dime, and it means the world to us as far as getting our name on the upper part of the pages when YouTube goes to sharing stuff with people. So,
Mr. Melhorn's in the house.
Peter has arrived.
Uh-oh.
Well, Keith, how about you tell us how you got started doing YouTube videos and things like that, and what gave you the idea for your DIYs?
Well, I got started. I went fishing with a friend of mine, and we were just going on a regular old fishing trip, and he pulls out a GoPro, said, I'm going to make a video. And I was like, oh, Lord. And as the day went on, he kept filming stuff, and every time he pointed me, I'd be like, don't point that thing at me. And but when we were out, everything was done. He made a little video, and I was like, that was kind of cool. And I don't know about me a GoPro, and I tried it, and I really stunk at it, but that's how it got started, and it just went from there. And when I made my channel, I called it Fishin N Stuff because I wanted to do DIYs, and then it eventually just went to all DIYs and no fishing. So.
Your wife is in here. She said she is proud of you, and she's been trying to get you to come on here and do this.
And Miss Pebbles, we are happy that he is here and you are in chat.
Yeah.
You could go in there and sit beside him. We take you both as a couple. If you want to do that, that'd be great.
I'm in her YouTube room right now because I can't get internet good in my building where I work. I just film, and but she gave me her little YouTube room to use.
That's awesome. There's Nebraska Angler Club, Kayak Anglers Club, and there's another one I want to catch while I see it. Take Down Catfishing, Kenneth Powell. Some of these guys I haven't seen before. That's awesome to have new people in here. Yep,
sure is. We appreciate you coming in. He could have come sat right here beside me in the building, too.
Heck yeah, fishing with the squirrel.
If he'd have felt more comfortable, we could have had a cup of coffee with him.
Keith, where do you come up with all these great ideas for the stuff that you do?
I don't know. I just look and see what people needs or what they talk about. Like a lot of my ideas come from the comments. People, or I see something new, or like if I'm at the Catfish Conference, I love going to those, and you see things, and I try to be careful and not make people mad, like because the DIY is knocking somebody off, but technically it's not knocking nobody off. A DIY is like you making it yourself. You're not trying to copy somebody or resell it.
That's right.
So there's nothing really wrong with it, but you don't want to hurt, like make people mad at you either. So.
No, you try not to. The Weekend Angler is in chat. Want to congratulate Josh and Christina on the new baby.
Yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful young man into this world, a new fisherman coming along. Be a few days, but when he gets there, everything will be all right. Congratulations, you guys. Larry King's in there. Don't see any. Philip Williams, Mr. Rob Mack, and Fishing with the Squirrel. Southern Cross Outdoor Traditions. So these things have been so successful. And I've noticed that a lot of times you just twist something that somebody's got, have already come up with an idea, and make it so much better.
Try.
That's pretty cool. A lot of the stuff that you're doing is not rocket science, and I'm sitting here. Well, nobody else thinks of this stuff but Keith. I mean, and you always come up with something that amazes me. But when you're out there and you're cutting them videos up to put them together, that's part that I find extremely interesting. And your thumbnails are great, but when you put them things together, I mean, you go from this to this to this, and you explain things in between, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Awesome. I learned that from you, by the way.
Yeah, you do have a knack for seeing stuff like that, and we appreciate you bringing that to the fishing world, really. So, I mean, you told me that it takes you 1,000 different tries to make something work just right. Is it because you are so picky about what you want to see, or is it just maybe you do want to say, I'll just throw that in the floor to start
well,
over?
I have thrown away a few, but not many. Actually, I guess I got a notebook full of ideas, and I kind of perfect them before I start on them. But occasionally one won't work. It'll be a cool idea on paper, but it just won't work on video.
Right.
It just don't work out.
Now, are you saying you have a notebook full of stuff that you do on each video?
Well, it's on my phone. It's a notepad. Like a you can't see it.
Yeah.
I keep video ideas wrote down.
Oh, okay. It's not a.
That's not me. I still got. So
wow. I thought you meant you had notes built up on when you're doing one, everything that you wanted to do.
No, I just write down the ideas and
you can send me those anytime you want to.
like the bucket hacks or the ammo box hacks.
Right.
Good video.
I made 10 of them, so I just think them up and write them down on my little notepad until I get. And really, I'm going for like a long enough video. Sometimes it takes 10 or 15 minutes just to make one of them, and some things are easy, so you just put them all together in one video. I don't know. It works out.
So I have a question for you. I did watch that ammo box video that you done. I actually built one. I'm in the process of building another one. Now, what would be wrong with me doing one of them and then giving it away?
Nothing.
Because when we tie flies or jigs on Saturday nights, and we haven't done that in a while, we've been talking about it, dropped the ball a couple weeks, but when we do them, we give them all away. Maybe not all of them, but we give high percentage of them away, and I usually end up throwing 3 or 4 extra in each package so they get a bonus. But I was thinking if I done one of them and people liked the video, if I just give it away, would be kind of neat.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I give away a lot of stuff. People don't realize, like I can't pay the shipping all the time.
That's right. It costs.
Yeah.
Like a kid, I can't remember his name. He lived 15 miles from me, and he was asking me. He said he called me. Well, he sent me a message, and he said, "Well, you make me one of those nav lights, and I'll pay you for it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll make you one." And I got him to meet me at Moss Lake. And the day before we left, he was like, "I forgot to ask you how much it was." And I was like, "You can afford it." And I told him to come on over there, and I gave it to him. And he said, "I'll pay you for it." I said, "I don't want to pay for it." But I mean,
understand that.
have you ever watched Luke Nichols? I'm sure you have, but
I have.
he cleans out his building every once in a while. It's kind of funny. It's packed. That's the way my building's starting to look. I had to give that stuff away because it just.
Well, I don't know where you store it all.
You can't keep all of it.
I would like to thank Fishin N Stuff, Catfish and Crappie, and Palmetto Cats for sharing our video out tonight. That's very nice of you. I keep getting messages in on my Facebook line to tell people to subscribe to Catfish Weekly. We are like 75 away from 5,000. And although that's important and I should care more about it, I care a lot more about having a good show. But if you would, and if you don't mind, we'd appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel so we can continue having great guests like we're having tonight.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, any show like this that brings out great information, they should share because it's to benefit all of us, not
That's
just
right.
one single person. It's to benefit all the fishing community. But a lot of his hacks you can use in the regular world.
Absolutely. You don't have to use them in fishing.
Yes. I'm trying to share it right now. So don't let me
Harley Neal and Joe Buck and Catfish Dave.
Yeah, I heard two old vets said something a while ago. Said somebody last night on one of their shows or live feeds or something said that Keith learned everything from him. He said, but I'm not going to mention no names, but he has bad teeth. That's what two old vets said.
And that's what makes a YouTube family of people. Everybody's poking a little bit at one another. It makes it fun for everybody to get along. And, that's a great way to do things. Stonefly, Clear View Outdoors, Parker Pursuits, 3+1, William Warner, Harley Neal, Mo Fishing, and they just keep coming in. We've got over 130 people in right now.
Dang right.
Hooks and Hammocks, Keith Smart, Running Late.
Well, Lyle, when we get to the halfway mark, roll up some names since we done busted the 100 mark, and I'll give a couple sets of floats away tonight.
That'd be awesome. Appreciate that.
The 100 mark. That's why I asked Keith when he's going to go fishing because I want him to do a review for me.
That's right. I do want to say one thing, and I don't want to take anything away from what we're doing.
Right.
But Mark with Catfish and Crappie has Dieter Melhorn when we're done. I told him we may run over a little bit. They understand that. But Dieter Melhorn's a great guest also. So make sure that you tune in to Mark's show once we're done. It'll be another great one. This is going to be a really cool Monday night for YouTube shows.
Yeah. Marathon Monday.
That's right. That's exactly right. Mark, he's been stressing a little bit. He's been having brake problems on his truck. So him and Dieter, no telling what them two is going to work out.
No doubt. Like when you finally got started, said, I'm going to make videos, and I love fishing, and I love the DIYs, and you decided to do kind of a combination type channel. You're more DIY now than you are fishing, but I know you still love the fish.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you learned over the years of doing this that will help others that want to build their own fishing stuff, what they need to look for and what they need not to do?
I like YouTube in general, because YouTube kind of works the same no matter what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't have to be DIYs, even a fishing channel. The best advice I can give somebody, like everybody, I notice everybody on YouTube looks for a secret. Like there's a secret recipe that you're going to trick the algorithm and you're going to do better. But you just got to make good videos. I mean, the only secret to YouTube that I've learned, and it's not really a secret, is good thumbnails. The better your thumbnails are, the more likely somebody is to click on the video. But if the video's not no good, they're going to click on it, watch a little bit, leave. And then the algorithm's gonna say, "Well, that video ain't no good." I mean, it's really smart. It's more than one algorithm. It's like 300, but making good videos and you know, I was saying earlier the way I cut. I learned after I did a little while. You got to get right to the point, and you got to hurry because people's attention spans are real short.
Yeah,
real short. I mean, you just got to kind of make it roll, and that's the only thing I can tell you.
Do you think that the time of a video really makes a difference, whether it's a short video or a long video?
Yeah, it does. Like the longer the videos are, the better. But there's a cutoff point because if they're too long, they won't watch much. But if you got a 3-minute video and you got a 9-minute video, and on the 3-minute video, they watch 100%. So your retention's 100%. And then the 9-minute video, they watch 7 minutes. So your retention's around 70, 60,
70, 60, yeah.
But the 68% will do better because watch time is more important than percentages overall. Right. Okay. So the longer a video is, the better it does generally for me.
Yeah, and I've noticed that our live feeds, I don't think a lot of people understand, our live feed actually don't get a full percentage of what, I'm going to say credits. I don't know the proper word for YouTube. But like you say, if you get 10 credits per a 3-minute video, you'd only get a half a credit for a 3-minute live.
That sounds probably right. I don't know nothing about live streams.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? They don't, because they can't, at the time, they can't put commercials and stuff like that on there to make money off of that live feed. So they're not going to actually give you the full amount of credit.
Yeah. But, yeah, and momentum's important. Like, I think Dieter calls it channel authority, but I call it momentum. It's like the better you're doing, the better you'll do. And I hurt myself all the time because I miss weeks, but I work a full-time job and I do YouTube, and sometimes I put 30, 40 hours in a video, and sometimes I just don't get done. And so I miss a week, and then it kind of hurts my momentum because consistency is important, but I think quality is more important. Like, I don't want to put a crappy video out. I'd rather miss a week because obviously more people come back and watch. You know what I mean? If your quality is better.
Right.
That's correct. Now, when you say you put 40 hours in a video, are you talking about making the video and editing it and everything?
Yeah, everything.
40
like if I go to the store, if I'm running to Lowe's, run to the scrapyard, then making the video, I may have, 6 to 10 hours, depending on if I'm painting something, having to let it dry.
Right.
And then editing, I usually got 10 or 12 hours in editing. and then at least that, getting all the B-roll, because a lot of stuff's like pictures and stuff like that. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
it is.
There's a lot of time that's in the videos people don't realize.
Now, when you're doing a video, whether it be fishing or a DIY, how much B-roll do you try to include in that video, or do you just use it for filler?
Well, B-roll, the parts where the music's playing and I'm showing me cutting stuff up, that's really B-roll in a way. And when I'm talking about something, like if I'm saying what it costs, you can get it on Amazon, and I show a picture of it on Amazon, that's B-roll. Like, the faster pace you can keep a video, the better, without losing people. Or that's my feelings on it. Like, the more downtime there is, the more I could ever leave, I guess. So I try to keep it interesting.
10 hours editing.
Yeah, that's usually about no. Well, sometimes it's more than 10. I think the last video I did, I started on Saturday before the afternoon, and I didn't get done to Monday. But I slept.
Right.
I had to eat. But I work a few hours at a time. Then I'm usually walking around. My wife's like, "You're not editing. My butt hurts."
She said here all this time it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Now, do you do the separation of your audio and your video, or like neither he'll separate his audio and his video, and he brings them all together at the end and stuff like that? To me, that's hard for me to even attempt to do that.
Everybody edits different. Like I talk to Hagen Groves a lot. Me and him become pals because everybody needs. And if you do YouTube, everybody needs somebody to talk to, like another YouTuber, because it kind of keeps your head clear. You can bounce ideas off of people and stuff.
Right.
And I talked to him, and he edits. He puts all his tracks on the timeline, and he cuts things out until it's done. And me, I start at the beginning and work to the end. Like I line my tracks up, I take them in order, put them on the timeline, edit it, go to the next track. But I'm jumping back and forth a lot.
Right. How many tracks are you running?
Yeah. So
how many tracks?
I think he lines his audio up, and uses different angles. Everybody kind of edits different.
How many tracks do you have put up at a time from different camera angles and stuff?
I probably have at least 100 every video, maybe more.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
that's really wild. Hey, we've got a comment in chat from a gentleman named Taylor Fritz, and he's from, I believe it says Utah, and he says, any suggestions to fishing a 96,000 acre lake? Average fish is 5 to 10 pounds, and he's looking for bigger fish. The lake is Utah Lake, 100% channel cast.
You'd probably be the best one to answer that, right?
Well, if it was me, the first thing I'd do would be go to the shallow water and see if I can get bit. And if I couldn't, I would be going out to deeper water in segments of 10 to 20 foot at a time.
And look for channel edges, or me. If I brand new lake like that, Lyle, first thing I'm gonna do is go to points. Points are the easiest thing to find.
They are.
And you get on some points, and most of the time you'll pick up some channels.
If I could find wood in that lake as structure, down trees or something like that, I promise you them channel cats will be in it. That's just
yeah.
And thank you.
I like trolling.
Yeah, I do
too. Trolling. If I don't know a lake, I like to troll.
That's a great way to catch a fish.
Because I can find them sometimes.
That's right. You cover a lot more ground. Yeah. You just do. Thank you, Taylor, for being in chat tonight. We appreciate it so much. There's Mad Catters. I think I mentioned it, but there's D and Harley Neal. Welcome.
I pulled 51 fish last weekend, 16 2-foot deep, all 5 to 10 pounds. Yeah, you just got to do some searching, buddy, and navionics. Find them other underwater points, and you'll be amazed. Keith, how much time do you spend on your thumbnail? Good question, Dieter Melhorn.
A lot. I mean, that's a difficult question because I started spending more time on thumbnails. I used to spend an hour or two making a thumbnail, but here lately I spend more time. I'm learning they're just the most important thing. Dieter knows that. I talk to him.
Yeah. Well, he's asking for the other people in chat, I'm sure.
I know. I'm just joking. I watched a Mr. Beast video. A lot of people don't know who Mr. Beast is, but
spends a lot of freaking money. All I can say,
he's one of the biggest YouTubers.
Yeah,
and so if there's something to be known, he obviously knows it because YouTube ain't an accident. It's hard work.
That's right. It is.
It ain't luck. It's just hard work. And but I heard him say a few years ago, he said, I spend just as much time on my thumbnails as I do my videos. And I found that hard to believe, but I'm starting to believe him now because I spend a few hours. I mean, sometimes I take 30 or 40 pictures just to get the right one, right angle and everything. And, sometimes I remove the background. Sometimes I don't color grade. I just started doing more because it works better.
What app do you use for your working on your thumbnails?
I've been using what do you call it? Adobe Photoshop, and I use Power Director to edit, and I use Photo Director sometimes. I guess it's a color grading app for photos,
Right?
but
Yeah,
it's kind of like a Adobe Photoshop kind of.
Gotcha. I was wondering because a lot of people use different things for they got millions of daggone different apps for thumbnails.
A good one's Pixel Lab. If you have like an Android,
Yeah,
I don't know if it's for iOS or however you say it, Apple's.
right.
But Pixel Lab is a good app. I used it for years to make thumbnails.
Okay.
Our buddy Josh, the Weekend Angler, says, Keith, how often do you delete old footage? I have a ton of external hard drives that are completely full of old stuff.
I got a bunch of. I started buying bigger hard drives.
Just so you don't have to delete them?
I get terabytes and 2 terabytes. I started out getting 500 gigabytes, half a terabyte, and I filled up a couple. I keep them, but me and Dieter talked about that one time since he's in chat. He said Dieter keeps his video he makes, and I keep I got feedback. Is that me?
It might be. You got something else on?
I didn't change nothing. I don't know.
I hadn't changed nothing.
All right.
But I keep all my footage. Dieter keeps his videos. And here lately I've been keeping my video too because it's just easier. But I still keep my old footage too.
Yeah, I would.
I don't delete much old footage, but if you have, you can always screen record it and get it.
And that's another thing. That's what I was going to ask you because you're up on all this. Now, there's some guys out there that have took some great videos that they said that I could use to make me a video. Say the floats I use. So I just need to get a good screen recorder to get that off.
Yeah, you can just use your phone.
Because I've had people send me stuff and the quality wasn't there. I couldn't use the footage. So what would be the best way to get that footage? Would it be using a screen recorder or how would it be the best way for me to get the footage?
I'll tell you this secret. If you send a video to somebody, use Messenger. And like if I send you a video on Messenger, but it's got to be short clips, like 3 minutes or less.
Right.
You can download it off of Messenger. So, and it's a better quality. It's not, you're never going to get the same quality.
Right.
I've found, but a screen recorder is not the same quality. It's a little bit less, but it works.
I told a couple of them, maybe just put it onto a thumb drive and just mail the thumb drive to
That's the best way.
Right.
That's the only way to keep all the quality.
Creole Catfishing wants to know what is the most important thing into making good thumbnails.
That's a good. A secret I like is the background.
The background?
That don't sound right, but like I see a lot of thumbnails, the background's too busy. So you gotta have whatever you're taking a picture of with the right background, and it usually looks better if you change the background. Just like you and James, y'all got a background. You got a fish, he's got a flag.
Right.
The background's important because it makes the subject pop. If the background's too strong, you don't even really see what the video's about. You know what I mean?
They both got to complement each other.
Yeah, like I did the last PVC video I did. I went down to the lake. If you look at that thumbnail, it's got the lake in the background. But the funny part is people would never think I took that PVC and laid it like 20 different places, and crawled around on my belly all morning. I'm serious, with the camera on the ground, taking those pictures to get the right background for that picture.
Wow.
And sometimes I don't do it right all the time. I learn as I go, but if you look at the angle, I was laying on the ground and the camera was on the ground, and that when I took that picture, 'cause I couldn't have got that picture any other way.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting eye level with it.
I ain't even going to try to say this name, but he said, you guys ever do a video showing how to study lake maps before you hit a new body of water to catch fish? That would be a good video.
That could. And we're going to be working on one of them later this year. But if you guys would tune in to Patriot James's show on Wednesday nights, you will see a lot of stuff to where they go in and watch and look over Navionics maps and different things and tell how to do just that.
I pull them up here on my green screen behind me, and so you'll get a bigger picture of it. I still can't get my left and my right. When you're doing that, you kind of point at it, your left and your right or backwards, and my brain don't want to work yet.
It's tough. It really is.
It's I got two brain cells. One's chasing the other, and the other's lost.
Those are great videos to do.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one. I seen somebody in chat said hello to Christina. There she is, Christina Dunnigan, the new mother. Glad to see you in chat, little girl. I hope you get to feeling well after all the excitement you had and take care of that little boy you got.
Hey, Lyle, we're a little halfway through the show. If you get a chance, pull up some names and spin a wheel. We got a pile of people in here. Let's get some floats away right quick.
I'll tell you what, if you will keep talking with Keith, I will do just that.
Keith, let's talk a little bit. Okay, go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
I was going to say something before the subject got changed. They're talking about Navionics.
Right.
Like, I never did a video like that because there's people that knows more about it than me. Like I'm a good fisherman, but something that's important on YouTube is that you do what you're good at.
Right.
And a lot of people, like, they'll go, I see people all the time, and I don't care, but it's like they go, well, Keith does good, so I'm going to make me some DIYs. But if that's not your thing, don't touch it. Like, do what you're good at, because everything works. People can see through you if you're not good at something. I don't do Navionic videos because there's people way better than me doing them, or depth finder videos. I'm not the best with the depth finder. I can use it, but I think that's important.
Well, yeah, you're right, Keith. They see through fake. Not even fake. If you're just trying to do something that's out of your norm, people will see it. And, sad thing, social media is like a bunch of elementary school kids. They don't have no filter, and they hurt people's feelings. So they'll call you out real quick on it.
Yeah, but like you guys, y'all are good at this. That's why I told Lyle years ago, live streaming ain't my thing because I'm not good at it. Right. Everybody's good at something.
Right.
Well, you're doing great tonight.
Well, and you don't want to mislead anybody. So if you're giving out information like you do your DIYs and stuff, you'll say, well, I like this stuff better, but you try either one and you figure out what works best for you. So I seen a video today, a girl using the plastic dip, the stuff you love using on all kind of stuff. She spray painted her whole freaking car with plastic dip.
Wow.
And they made a sprayer to spray that stuff.
Yeah, they do it.
Crazy.
I didn't know they made a sprayer to spray that plastic dip.
Yeah, it peels off too.
I'm loaded up, James. We got Ryan Bortz, Blue Collar Fishing in here. Bill of Rights Fishing has joined. Mad Catter Catfishing, Mr. Gadget, and Fishing with Paula. So welcome you all. If you guys, we've got everybody loaded up in chat. We have 100 and some people in chat and only 83 that's in chat. Now, you have to be a subscriber to be able to get in on the giveaways. That way, your name will show up on here and some kind of comment, because I've got some other stuff we're going to give away here in just a little bit.
Okay.
So
Let's go ahead and give a set of the smalls and a set of the larges away.
To two different people?
2 different people.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
How many times you want to randomize?
Let Keith pick a number.
All right, Keith, pick a number between 1 and 5. 3?
Yeah.
1. We're supposed to get this thing set up where I can do them on the StreamYard deal. And 3, and I haven't got it done yet. The little ones go to Ernie Brown. Thank you, Ernie, for being a participant in Catfish Weekly chat.
Thank you, Ernie. Contact me. I think you've already got my information. Contact me, and we'll get you a set of the small floats out.
Now, you want to do that again?
Yes, sir. One more time for the larges.
All right, Keith, give me another number, please.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll have that figured out next week how to do that. And the winner this time is Carl Wells, Mr. Carl down in Texas.
Carl Wells. You got my information. Contact me, guy. Appreciate you supporting Catfish Weekly, both of you. And
great viewers of ours. We appreciate having all the time they're in here, and we love them guys. I get phone calls and messages from them usually weekly, and I appreciate the fact that they watch us and care for our show as much as they do. We got 110 thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate that. And there's 141 people still in chat.
yes, sir.
If you guys hang on a minute, a little while into the show before we leave, let me get over here so I can see what's happening. If you could see these are Mad Catter catfishing rigs. They have sinker slides and rattles and a 2.5, what looks to be a 2-inch float on them. And I'm guessing that's an 8/0 circle hook. And I don't know what kind it is, but I know Mad Catter Catfishing. I know Richard fairly well, and it's will be good quality. And they'll either be green, which don't show up with a green screen.
No.
And we're going to give some of those away here in a little bit, just to let everybody know. So if you have any friends, anything, get a hold of them, share this out so they can be in on the drawing. And don't forget, we are giving away that custom-made rod rack to hold your fishing rods in your house, your garage, your basement, wherever you do, that Richard made for us.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is go to Catfish Weekly's YouTube page. It's pinned to the top of the page, and make a post and tell us what rank you are, either in the military currently or past. Tell us your rank and what branch of the service you was in, and we will add your name to the list. It's a beautiful piece of equipment, and anybody would be proud to have it in their house.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, I like it, them rod holders that Keith made with the PVCs. That's the
Heck yeah.
I've heard a lot of people making them things.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Team Camo said they're headed out to Rosedale, Mississippi to meet up with Tracy Martin. She's solo kayaking on the Mississippi River. Hot dog.
I sure hate to see that. I know people love to kayak that Mississippi River, but I just think it's too dangerous. I really do.
I'd be scared to death.
Me too. I've seen them on the Missouri, which is a lot faster current up in our area. And then people go through there, and if they're just holding on, they're scared to death. Their knuckles are white. There's no color in their face. And I'm wondering, what the hell are you doing? But the next week you'll go out there and there'll be some more. So, hey, it's
Keith,
up to you.
Didn't you do some kayaking, Keith?
Yeah, I got some kayaks.
That's what I was thinking.
Old man here ain't got enough stones for that. I'm just going to tell you right now. I ain't going to do it. No way, Jose. Not going to happen.
I'm sure that'd probably be fun over on Moss Lake going after them hybrids, though. I'm sure it'd be fun.
Yeah. I'm sure 20 years ago I would have probably still been in for it. But that was 20 years ago.
I did that Norman a lot.
She says she's trying for the ladies' solo record.
Good for her.
Oh, no doubt. That's pretty
Good
cool.
for her. Yeah, I'm all about competitive stuff and anything like that, but it's just not for me. I have too much respect and seen too many things happen on those big rivers for me to be doing it.
Now, we got some people in, almost everybody in here, probably everybody already have heard of you before. But let's ask a few fishing questions, if you don't mind. Go ahead and let us know what your biggest flathead and your biggest blue is.
Biggest flathead was 40, and my biggest blue was in your tournament. It was 49.7. I don't remember.
Yeah, right at 50 pounds.
50.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I thought your flathead was bigger than that.
No, it was 40, and it was long.
That's still a good flathead. That's still a good flathead.
It was good to me. I've caught some 30s since I've been doing YouTube, but I had 40. I caught it before I even started YouTube. That was the biggest.
Them's great fish, though. I'll take them any day like that.
Oh God, yeah, man. That's good fighting fish. Just period. Now, what's one of your favorite ways of fishing? Is it anchoring? Is it drifting, dragging?
I probably troll more than anything. I like anchoring too, though. I mean, it depends on where I'm at, I guess. And like I said earlier, if I don't have a clue where to fish, I'll kind of troll. That way I can find some spots. Maybe next time I go, if it's a new area. But my favorite way to fish, believe it or not, is kind of multi-fishing. I learned that from kayaking. Me and my wife would go. We used to go kayaking a lot before we even got a boat, and we would strike out. We'd go back, take our bass rods, wouldn't catch nothing. And people would be catching crappie, so we'd take our crappie rods, couldn't catch nothing. Bass fishing, catching fish. So I got to where I took all of them. I took a couple catfish rods, a bass rod, a crappie rod, and I learned that kayak fishing. But my favorite way to fish now is I like to night fish. I go fish a lot. I'll crappie fish, and then when I catch a 8-inch crappie, I'll fillet it and throw out the catfish rods, and then keep crappie fishing. That way, I'm doing something, and I usually catch catfish and crappie.
Now, do you ever take your kayaks and find you a good place to pull them up and bank fish? Just use your kayak to get to your location.
I've never done it. I like kayak fishing that you control so easy. Well, I got a foot pedal. Right. It's so easy to troll because you're not going fast anyway.
Right.
And you just kind of drag rods for catfishing. That's a good way to fish with the kayaks.
There you go.
But I like that multi-fish fishing. That sounds crazy to people, but it's fun. If you're not in a tournament, it's fun because you might catch a big old flathead or blue, and you can keep the crappie and eat them.
Yep.
It's just fun.
Well, you remember back when the white bass was in Wiley, and we used to go down there to Seven Oaks Bridge, and we'd wade fish.
Yeah.
And I'd always throw a catfish rod out while I was white bass fishing, Yeah. It's and once in a while you look around, that old catfish rod will be dancing. You just take you a break from catching white bass and go over and get your catfish. And I like that stuff.
A lot of people, I don't even know if they think to do that or they just never tried it. It's fun, though, to do more than once.
Right. Oh, I know. I agree 100%. Oh, old David Martin does that a lot. You'll see him out there catfishing with his light out, catching crappie or catching perch or.
Yep.
David Martin's out there a lot. Him and Big Nasty both.
And so any tips that you can give somebody that's new to fishing, that's wanting to go jump on some new water or just now getting into fishing, any fishing tips that you could give them if they're just getting started? One thing, don't break the bank, guys, to get tackled. No. You don't have to have the best in the world to catch fish. You don't.
No, you don't.
No.
I don't know. I'd watch some people learn what to use, like get rid of that headache, because a lot of times it's simple, but there's a lot of rigs like gadgets out there that don't really work. They're just there to take your money.
Yeah.
Kind of like the bass fishing world. There's a bazillion different type of lures.
The flying lure.
Yeah, you can take the old curly tail grub and catch bass, or a
That's
plastic
right.
worm and you can catch bass.
There's organizations out there right now trying to take people's money, not give them anything in return, but that's not here nor there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hate to see that. People work too hard for their stuff to be overwhelmed with people doing stuff like that. Just need to be honest with people. Just honest with them.
Tell me something. What's probably the one reel that's probably caught more fish than any reel made?
33.
202.
202. We used 202s growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're kids, you tear up so many of them. Mom and Dad ain't going to buy you them 33s for a while.
No, when I was young, I seen 33. I thought they was rich.
Yeah, man.
This used 202.
I've seen people come to the carp place and catch carp with 202s and 33s.
Yeah. That's what everybody used to use back in the old day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever miss going carp fishing? You used to be a big carp fisherman.
Yeah, when I was young, I did. Yeah, I like to go. I took my kids carp fishing some when they were little, and they're grown now, but I miss it. But it kind of turned into all gambling. Like you used to. I used to go on Mondays a lot, and you didn't have to get no pots or nothing. You could just go pay and fish. And all that ended. Now it's all gambling. Like you can't go on Monday. They only let you fish certain days, and you got to be on everything. Because I went and checked, and I just didn't like it. Like I just wanted to fish. But there's nothing wrong with it. The competition's fun. That's what makes fishing fun.
Right.
Because it's a competition. I get that. I'm not against the money, but sometimes I just want to go fish.
Yeah. Now, you need to get up with me. We need to go down there to that lake down here below the state park off Rock House Road.
Yeah.
We need
I
to
haven't
go
been there in years.
Yep. It's still loaded with carp, and it's a good little homey lake, and you just pay $5 and fish.
I did used to go there and pay $5. I used to go with my dad a lot down there and fish. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, that's a good lake. The only thing, I've tried to do lives down there a couple of times and got no signal down there, so you can forget doing a live feed down there, but it'd be a good place to make some good video and stuff.
Yeah.
Any place you make a good video with good quality stuff is a good place, is a great place.
And see, it used to be a pay lake at one time, and now it's just the woman just owns the lake, and she'll come around on the golf cart. Sometimes she don't ever come around. You just fish, and they keep the grass cut. It's a good place for the family.
Yeah, I've been in Fish Free before. They never came and got the money, and I was like, oh well.
Wow, that's cool.
And but it got to when I was fishing with my dad, my kids were real little, so it was in the 90s. But it got to where it was hard to catch fish because I seen a lot of people keeping them, and I knew a lot of people that had lakes. They was catching them, taking them home, and I worked with some Mexican guys. They'd eat carp. They'd go catch them and eat them. But it got hard to catch them, and I kind of thought maybe the numbers was down. Maybe they reproduced or maybe they restocked it. I hadn't been in a long time.
They hadn't restocked it, but, we had some good days down there. And about 2007, 2008, 2009, around there was probably the last time that I really fished it hard. But you had to reach that back bank.
Yeah.
And the lake's getting really bad, grassed up. So I thought about buying a couple grass carp and throwing in there just because it's a good family place. But you've got to be able to hit that back bank. You ain't hit that back bank, you might get lucky and catch one. But now, as far as that, Lyle, if you got a question, just butt in. My mind's thinking about something.
No, I hope I haven't missed too many questions in chat. I've been trying to get them all. Kevin Baker is in chat. Catfish, Carolina Catfish. William Cornelison. I think I mentioned Paula's in here. George Ray, how you doing? Stonefly 71. Trying to get everybody to let them know that we care. There's John Patrick Jr.
Yeah. A lot of great people.
There's a lot of great people watching our show tonight, and we're glad to have them.
Yes.
You guys keep going, and I'm going to try to load. It takes a minute for
Okay.
some reason when you get this many people in chat. It takes a minute to get everything caught up. So I'm going to try to load up for another giveaway.
As far as fish, how important do you put on the emphasis of learning other species of fish besides the one that you're going after? Because we use so many different fish to catch a catfish. A lot of people, I don't think, put enough emphasis on catching your bait fish, learning that fish.
Yeah, I like the bait fish just as good as the catfish. So that's an unfair question. I actually caught brim, and I like crappie fishing like before I even really liked catfishing. I mean, not before I liked it. I grew up catfishing, but all there was channel cats.
Yeah.
Mostly. There was some flatheads. But we grew up fishing with shrimp, for catfish.
And stink bait,
Yeah.
worms, and But I mean, it is important. I mean, if people don't have like the white perch in their lakes, they don't know what they're missing when you can go out there with sabiki rigs and catching 5 and 6 and 7 at a time.
Yeah,
it's so fun. You about forget going catfishing. You just have fun perch jerking, what I call it.
That's exactly right. I'm loaded up, fellas. If you'll let me take just a minute here, I'm going to show these again to you. This is an orange setup. It comes with the hook, the sinker slide, bead, and a line rattle, and a nice 2-inch swivel or a 2-inch float, and an 8/0, I believe, hook. These are from Mad Catter Catfishing, Captain Richard Ward, St. Joseph, Missouri. Richard, thank you so much. We're going to give 2 of these away.
He said there was 8/0 mustads earlier.
8/0 mustang. Okay, good. There's Michael Murillo. Welcome to the show, sir. We was talking about you a while ago. I want to give one of these away to one person, one to another person, and the other one is green. This one is orange. So I don't know which color you'll get. Shouldn't make any difference. But all I'll need is for you to contact us after the show at Catfish Weekly, either Catfish Weekly on Facebook, or you can email us at catfishweeklytv@gmail.com. Either way, and we'll get them shipped out to you this week. Clearview Outdoors, Catfishing. Pappy, there's another one I want to see. Mark Anthony, Art with 1 Ton Fishing Club, running late. I just hate to miss anybody who has so much fun with that.
Southern Cross Outdoors. That's a pretty cool
That's
name.
a good one. Give me a number again, Keith.
Oh, I ain't gonna do that way. 2.
I don't care how many you do.
5,000.
2. I don't know. It's a couple you want to buy. This is a new one for us, guys. Forged in the Outdoors is the winner.
That's a cool name.
Yep. Message us on Facebook, or again, you can email us at catfishweeklytv@gmail.com. Either way, and give me your shipping address, and I'll get one out to you. Now, Keith, one more time. If you give me one more number, we'll go again, and we'll get the last guy.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Make him work.
5, 6. Yeah, we're going to get this figured out where we do that on StreamYard, where you do it one time and the number pops up. Another new one to me, Mike Sherman. Thanks so much for being a part of Catfish Weekly. If you'll contact me either by email or in Facebook and give me your shipping address, I will get this right out to you. Again, Mike Sherman, thank you so much for watching our show.
Jeremy Hedge said, Keith, what is your favorite or the one that you like best of your DIYs?
My favorite
that you've done.
It ain't DIY, but I don't know. There's several of my life. I think my favorite's that blooper video I think it's funny.
Cool.
I just think
That was pretty
the
cool.
last one I did, it was pretty funny.
It
I
was.
had fun making it. And
It was.
I like the pool scene.
Yeah.
I did that with a buddy from work.
Dude,
Right.
that was hilarious.
I sneak in somebody's pool every time I go
Really
over there.
sick dogs on you.
I thought the first time you done that, maybe you was doing that with your wife
No,
at your own house.
that was his son's girlfriend. His wife wasn't home, and I got her to do it. She didn't want to do it, but she did good. And then the last time I was like, we need to make it really funny. And what's really funny, if you watch that real close, when he opens the gate and says, Riley, kill,
Yeah.
the dog looks up like, huh? The dog wouldn't hurt a flea, you know, and it was funny because he says, Riley, kill, and dog looks at him like, do what?
Oh,
What are you
Lord.
talking about? Oh, my.
That's crazy.
That is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Lyle, I got to take this real quick. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Yep, that's fine. So, Keith, what can you tell us something that you have planned into the future that you think everybody will be interested in?
Well, I don't know nothing right. Well, I'm working on video now that's a battery comparison. I think it's interesting.
I think that'd be an excellent show. Another question that I have for you about that is, do you think of stuff in advance, or does an idea just come to you out of the blue?
Both.
Okay.
I think of stuff in advance. I showed you my little list earlier.
Yeah.
I'll show them again. They might not have been here.
Sorry, guys. I thought
But like,
there was a phone call. I thought something was wrong. He thought we was off.
I got like notes. I keep notes, write down ideas. But then, but sometimes those ideas aren't complete and I have to work on them a while. But sometimes the idea just hit me and I'll just do it. I won't even write it down. So I do a little bit of both.
Okay, cool.
How much time did you have in your blooper reel editing on that rascal? I figured you spent some time editing that.
About the same as all of them, probably.
Okay.
About
You
10
have-
hours or so.
Do you have a lot of time when you got to do retakes a lot, or you just do retakes a few times usually?
I do retakes every sentence, nearly. not really, but like when I'm down there filming, I'll say something 3 times sometimes. Like, and then occasionally I'll have to do a retake where like I'm editing and I'll mess something up.
Yeah.
The other week I did it where I said that's why I failed history, because I said something wrong about oxygen. Instead of going and correcting it, I just went down there and tried to make it funny.
And that works, man.
Yeah,
That
it
works.
works.
It works for you. It works really well for you, because I'm sitting here going, I thought it was just me. Yeah, that's awesome. I just wondered, because it seems a long time ago, I used to do short clip videos of our next guests on our show, and I'd put them out on Tuesday or Wednesday of the week before the show. I would get in there, and most of my stuff was a voiceover, and just pictures come up of who the guest was. And man, sometimes I'd knock it out first time, and I'd write down basically what I wanted to say, and I'd add a few things or take a few things out as I do it. But some days I would do them 20 or 30 times. I'd get so mad, I'd throw the microphone across the room. I'd go outside and do something for a little while, come back, try it again. Maybe I'd get it in a time or two, and maybe it's another 20 or 30 times. I have to leave again. Some days things work out, and other days not so much.
Well, it's the more you do it though, it gets easier. Like I'm terrible at talking. Like Dieter Melhorn, he talks great. I don't talk great.
But he talks all the time.
But I do retakes. But people think they got to start from the beginning and get all that right. And if you mess up, they start from the beginning again.
No.
I break it into sections and say a sentence, and then another sentence. If I mess it up, I say that sentence over. And then you edit it. You can cut it all out and make it work. Like, you don't have to keep starting from the beginning every time. It's just, you get the knack for it. And if the jump cut's too bad where your head moves, you can always do some B-roll over it.
Right.
And you got audio and fix it. There's ways to fix stuff.
Yeah.
I got a question. I've been seeing a lot of these bigger name YouTubers, but all of a sudden their video is just like it's just chopped all to pieces, and it's like they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it's jump
What's
cut.
up with that?
They call it jump cutting, and because that's what I meant about wasting time. You can't waste time when you're editing. You got to kind of keep it rolling. But a lot of times you can, if it's showing your face, jump cuts are obvious. So you either got covered up a B-roll or just live with the jump cut. But if you're not showing you your face, it's a little editing trick. Like if I'm not showing my face, if I'm showing a product and talking about it, maybe my fingers in it, and I can edit my audio right, delete all that video but one of them, and then stretch it back out, and you don't see the jump cut in the video, and the audio sounds perfect. So it fixes it. There's little tricks but everybody jump cuts. Basically, it's just like taking out the silent gaps.
Right.
So your video goes faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of them, I sat and watched one the other day, and this guy had almost 1 million subscribers. But I sat and watched it real close because I watched it the first time. I thought, I didn't like it, the way he done it, because it was so choppy. But then I went back and watched it. He put the chops in there purposely.
Yeah.
Otherwise he said what he needed to say, and it was perfect. But then he went back and chop. And I thought, wow, I don't get it.
Well, he might have actually chopped it to make it sound perfect, because I do that. But and sometimes people jump cut on purpose. Some of the big channels that's making tons of money, they've got great cameras. They'll use like a $50,000 camera, and then they'll use a phone on purpose.
Yeah.
And that don't make sense to most people, but I think it's because when it's Hollywood quality, people don't trust it. It's like TV.
Right.
Like they don't, you know what I mean? It's not YouTube no more. So people, they switch around. And I have
a couple of more questions in chat, if you don't mind. Michael Murillo's question is, Keith, do you get time to watch much YouTube? If so, who do you enjoy? And Bonnie McCleary says, Keith, what is your wife's channel if you make DIY videos for her craft room?
My wife's channel is Today's Crafts.
And today,
that's where she got it from. I'm looking to see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. My wife's channel's Today's Crafts is TADAYS Crafts. Cool. And she makes stuff too. She's good at making stuff, and she's not much on camera. Like she's just like I was when I started. I didn't like cameras. I still don't. I just got used to it.
That's what you do, is you get used to it.
And was it Michael Murillo? What was his question? It was
Michael Murillo wants to know if you get time to watch much YouTube. If you do, who do you watch?
Oh, I watch a lot of the fishing channels. I do. I watch them off and on. Like I watch Catfish Weekly, but I have to do it when I get time. And usually I watch it at work. That's why I'm not on. I watch Palmetto Cats, James. I watch a lot of the guys. I watch Chunky occasionally. But I do it on my break at work, because usually I ain't got time, to do. Because like right now, I'm usually getting ready for work. Right. And I miss the show. So when I go to work on my break, I watch it. And but stuff I like to watch outside fishing is I don't know. I watch everything. I watch camera stuff. Like if you want to do YouTube, and a lot of people in here does YouTube, but if you do that, then you need to learn about cameras, audio, and you have to learn that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question from me. When you're watching these other guys, are you watching them to see what and how they do projects on their channel, or do you just watch them because they're entertaining?
Both. I mean,
Me
I can entertain stuff, but the creator and me, the YouTube creator guy, I watch everything. My wife will get mad at me because she's like, "Quit talking about their video. Let me watch it." Because I'm like, "Did you see what they did there? They did a weird transition." Or I'll be like,
Yeah.
The other night I was like, man, this lady makes great videos. She quit using them cheesy transitions and that comes with the editor.
Yep.
She
Right.
gets mad at me because I can't help it. It's just something.
Right.
I'm not being mean. You just notice everything after you do it for a while.
That's right. And I noticed that. And what I pay really close attention to what you do and what Dieter is and some of the bigger even channels that I watch. I do watch a little bit of Blacktip H. I really don't care for the guy and what he does, but he's got a big following and he does really good video stuff. And I watch him to try to learn what he's doing.
I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Some of it is over my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a real big YouTube secret. Okay. I've told a few people this, but this will help. This might help somebody. This is what I did. Like the thing people do wrong, I did it kind of like I never copied nobody, but like Luke Nichols, he did great. You got to watch people that can do it to get your inspiration, because like if I want to do it good, I need to watch somebody that does it good because they know what they're doing. So that's fine, but a lot of people they'll copy Luke Nichols. And as soon as you do that in the fishing community, they're like, well, you're just copying Luke Nichols. Everybody knows it. It's no secret. They can tell if they copy me, they know you're copying me. If you come in and say today, like, that's awesome. You say stuff like that. They're not, and that's fine if you're playing around.
They'd be on them in Catfish world.
But here's what I did when I started. Like, I didn't want to copy nobody, and I was doing DIY, so I like woodworking. I like welding. I like all kinds of stuff. And I watch those channels. Well, you can see what they're doing, the way they're editing or things that they do that you like. You don't have to copy them to a T, but say they're editing a certain way and you like, that's awesome. Well, you bring it over to fishing, nobody notices it.
Yep.
Like, I've did stuff that I've seen crafting channels do, and none of these men in here watch crafting, but my wife watches crafting, so I see it. And I'll see something, I'll think, that's pretty cool right there. I seen one on a makeup channel last week, and I thought, that's pretty cool. But none of these guys watch makeup channel. You see what I'm saying? But they're not going to say, oh, he's copying that makeup channel my wife watches. They don't know.
That's right.
But look at, like, find your techniques and stuff from elsewhere, not in the fishing community.
I agree.
Because everybody knows it if you got it from the fishing community.
Southern Cross Outdoor Tradition says, so you watch makeup.
Oh, yeah. My wife watches, there's a lady that does makeup, and when she's doing her makeup, she tells a murder mystery or a story like that, and it's really entertaining. She got me watching it, but this lady's got like 7 million subscribers and gets 50 million views every video. I mean, she's good.
Oh,
wow.
She hit her niche. She knew.
She found out everything she was different.
Miss D said, please do not spam chat asking for shout outs on your channel or other channels. And she's right. That's a big turnoff for people to do that. I mean, I understand that people's trying to grow their channels and let it grow naturally. If you go in there and start begging, that turns people off real quick. And don't be fake. Like you said earlier, Keith, don't be fake.
Well, I'll tell you something else. I told my wife this the other week. Not because she was doing it. I talk a lot. I get on her nerves. She's probably watching me in there. But here's the thing people don't realize. Like, they all want to be monetized. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I don't even have a problem with people doing so for sub to get 1,000 subscribers. But after that 1,000, you're not helping yourself. Because if people don't watch your videos, it doesn't matter if you're monetized.
That's right.
Like I told my wife when she was, working on her channel, I said, I said, if you like that, those first videos, you got to get 250,000 minutes of watch time. That's generally around 50 to 75,000 views. You know, generally depending on how many views you get. If you're doing decent videos.
Yeah.
All right. Now those 50 to 75,000 views, you may make $200. So you've only lost $200. And if you think about it like this, you're in such a hurry to get monetized. Like James wanted to get monetized, but he wanted to do it so he could do live streams, and I totally understood that.
That's a different situation.
That's a different thing. But most people won't get paid. Well, if you can't get monetized, like if you're struggling monetizing, then you're not going to make anything anyway.
Nope.
So the best thing to do is to try to make better videos. That's why I said that at the beginning, and work on your thumbnails, because when you start growing and doing it good and people start watching, then you can get monetized and you'll make a little bit of money, you know, and nobody starts doing this for money, but it helps buy cameras and microphones and things like that.
Running Late Fishing says Dieter should do makeup videos.
No.
Bring back the ponytail and makeup.
I'm going to watch that. I promise you.
That's mean.
It's funny. It's funny.
Oh, that's mean. I work with him too, by the way.
Yeah, he's a hoot, man. We love old Dieter. And Keith, we've been on here for about an hour and 15 minutes. I promise you,
I'm good.
This has been the highlight of my YouTube career, having you on here. I knew when I first started seeing your stuff, you was going to make the big time. Nobody knew how big it was going to be. I never dreamed of you growing as fast as you did and getting so big. I'm so proud of you. I really am. You have done a great job. And I want to tell everybody that you're so honest. When I asked you to become on my show, you told me that you didn't want to do it, and why you didn't. And you told me, said, if I ever do, I'll let you know. You'll be the first one I contact. And a man of his word that you are, you got a hold of me here a couple of weeks ago, said, hey, I want to try it. And I was never so happy to hear words like that. But now I got to tell you, you have a buddy. His name is Hagen Grubb. And Hagen told me the same thing. He said, I just don't want to do live stuff on somebody's show. But if I ever do, I'll contact you and let you know. So now, Hagen, if you're watching, buddy, Keith has been on Catfish Weekly. It is your turn.
Yeah.
Step up to the plate and give me a call.
You know, Hagen told me one night, he said, I said, won't you go on? Somebody asked him to be on the show. I was like, do it, man. He said, if you do it, I'll do it. And I was like, I ain't doing it.
Well, you know, when I first started Hagen out there, he had less than 100 subscribers.
That's right.
And I tried to get him to come on to the show then, and he said, man, I ain't nobody. But I could see
he could see what was coming.
And the love for his son was something that was going to really grab the people. It was going to really do good, and I wanted to help that young man get his stuff out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And any other channels like that, good wholesome channels. That's one thing, Keith. I'll give you a pat on the back. You keep it good and clean. You don't, I don't know. I think you do a good job. And
yeah, absolutely. Here's Michael Murillo says Keith has inspired and entertained thousands across the world. That is special. And yes, it is.
Well, you know, the first time you asked me to be on your show, you said I had 5,000, but the first Catfish conference I ever went to, I didn't even know who you were. I didn't know who nobody
Of course,
was.
nobody else did.
I had like 300 subscribers. I just wanted to go.
Yeah.
But the second one, when you asked me to be on it, I had 1,200, I think, around there, 1,300. And you had 2,500 and something.
And we didn't even know you're supposed to be trying to get them. We didn't have no idea. We was eligible to do monetization for 2 years before I even knew you could do it.
Well, my point I'm making is like you had twice as many as me. And I didn't feel like I was nobody, but it was an honor that you asked. And I always remembered you asked before I did anything on YouTube. No, I don't think I'm big. You never feel big. It don't matter how many subscribers you get, unless you're
That's
just that kind of person. I still
Yeah.
feel the same as when I started.
Yeah.
But but I wasn't nobody, and you asked me. That's why I told you if I do one, I'll do yours, because people that ask you after you make something, that everybody wants.
Yeah.
It's a lot different when somebody wanted you before you was anybody. You know what I mean? Because that's more genuine.
Yeah.
Yes.
And every time I seen you after that, I asked you to.
Yeah, you asked me at least 4 times before you gave up.
Well, and I knew that you didn't want to do it. And that's why it was kind of funny. But I just wanted you to know that you always had a spot to do a show if you ever wanted to do it. Whether there was bigger channels that asked you or more important people that asked you, I just wanted to have my name in there if you decided to do it. And you always told me the same thing. When I get ready, if I decide to do one, I'll let you know. And man, you did, and I've been so happy ever since. And I'm going to tell you, I know that other people want you to do shows with them. And if you ever decide that you would like to be back on Catfish Weekly, please let me know, because it has been an honor to have you on here with us tonight.
Thank you. It's been an honor to be on here.
It was
an honor that you asked me to start with, because like I said, I wasn't nobody. Didn't feel
me,
like
you was. I could see big things happening, and that's like a lot of others. When Kevin come on to doing videos and stuff, I could see Kevin doing really well, and as he progressed. Chunky got away from me. He got out ahead, and I didn't know really who he was for a little bit. And then I started watching him in the background. I said, yeah, this guy's special. He's going to do really well.
I seen Chunky years ago. He was on one of Luke's videos,
Probably.
one of his meet and greets in Washington. And I knew him from then. Like, he was a real small YouTuber, too.
Yep.
But that's the only reason I ever knew Chunky. I knew him from when he was little because of Luke Nichols' video.
Well, that's how I find a lot of the guys is when they're small, because once they get big, they forget about guys like me, most of them. And that's okay. I mean, I understand that, because a lot of channels has grown a lot faster. But hell, we had Catfish Weekly 5 years before we knew that you could actually make money on it. we had I don't know how many, 3,500 subscribers before I knew that we was eligible for monetization. Didn't know.
You were making money from the beginning, because you actually had a channel before the 1,000 subscriber, 4,000 everything started.
Yeah, I mean, we started our 7th year, so you're right. But I didn't know. Nobody told me. I didn't look into it. We was having fun doing the show, and that's why we done it. It never dreamed about making money off of it. And then all of a sudden, I found out that you could do that, and I filled out the stuff that you had to do, and said, "Oh yeah, you got plenty of this and plenty time and everything." And I said, "Holy crap!" And I think the first year I got, I don't know, maybe $300 off of it, and then the next year I didn't get that much.
Yeah,
It's crazy how that works. But
people that do YouTube and do it well, they don't do it for the money. If you start to do it for money, you ain't gonna make it no way.
If you're doing it for money, I tell everybody, and James has heard me say this, if you're doing YouTube to make money, you probably need to find another hobby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there's only a select few that really get there.
Well, any money I've made, if you think about it, or any money you've made, what people don't think about is, like, I've been doing it 5 years, and I've put countless hours and my money into it, buying cameras and computers and microphones and GoPros. Yep. And I've had a lot of cameras. People don't. And, I use like a Canon R now, and had Sonys and everything. And they're nicer cameras. But people are like, wow, you don't use a GoPro. But as you get better, you progress, and you got to upgrade your equipment. And
you want better stuff, yeah.
Well, it'll take you forever just to make back the money that you spent. Like, you think you're making something, you can tell somebody what you make, and they go, wow. But I done spent more than that. So
now, one of the things
not about money.
No, one of the things, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, that I've learned in the few videos that we've made, that audio is as important or more important than some of the video. So if I'm going to spend a ton of money on something, once I get a good camera, the next thing I want is the best microphone I can afford.
Yep.
Yes, that's true. I mean, that's in the YouTube community, that's just a regular statement. Audio's, they say it's more important.
Yeah, I agree. It's
people watch a fuzzy video, but they won't watch something they can't hear.
Yeah, and for years we done Catfish Weekly, and I didn't have dial up, but it might as well been. Pictures are so fuzzy, and when they run this new internet down through here, and I went out and stopped them, I said I got to have it. Hook me up, and about 2 weeks later, I got blazing fast internet speed, and it's so good. I got 2 or 3 friends that we do a lot of chats with, and every once in a while, I'll just copy off my internet speed and send it to them because I know they can't touch it, and it's lightning fast. And one day it won't be, but right now I really enjoy it, so I can brag about it because lightning fast internet speed's tough.
Mine's okay, but I live out in the country, kind of, so it's slower the farther out you go.
Yeah, D says now Lyle owns the internet. I feel that way. I really do. It's that good. But at some point, they'll fill up these lines like they did all the rest of them, and it'll start slowing down. But 800 and 900 on upload and download just about any day.
I mean, lucky to get a 3.
Yeah, it is. It's hot, and I love it.
Well, before we jump off here, Lyle, little Robbie, Fishing with Robbie, just sent me a thing. Okay. On October the 2nd, he's going to be hosting a tournament. It's called Finding a Cure Fishing Tournament. It'll be putting out at South Point Boat Landing. It's up to 2 teams per boat. Oh, he changed it to a 2 fish limit. He did have it as a 1 fish. Now he went to 2 fish. But look for his site. He's going to be posting up the flyers and stuff. If you're around the Carolinas and you want to come fish, it is for type 1 diabetes. And he's wanting to raise money for type 1 diabetes. That young man has type 1 diabetes. And so he just wanted to do something good and give back, guys and gals. So help support him. If you can't come, look him up. Send him a little money.
Absolutely. I know that I'll be helping him out with that with what I can. I am type 2 diabetic. I know that's not quite the same, but let's face it, we're all in the same boat.
Yep.
So I'll help you in some small way, Robbie, to help you out. But Keith, thank you so much for doing this. And like I say, if you want to do another one anytime, it's an open door. You just give me a date and I'll make it happen. I know you've got some other people that's wanting to do stuff, and I got that. But if you just want to do one with Catfish Weekly, I promise you, I'll always have a place for you. And man, we think the world of you and what you do. You just mean everything to the YouTube family.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, you don't have to set up a camera, for my show. You can just come sit right here. I'm just messing with you. It has been an honor, Keith. It's been an honor watching you grow.
Absolutely.
From the days of 1,000 subscribers up to where you're at today. Congratulations on what you've done, the hard work you've put into making it. It don't come free, Keith. And you said it yourself. It takes a lot of hard work. And guys and gals, if you're out there to make $1 million on YouTube because you love fishing, Keith will tell you 30 to 40 hours per video.
Yep.
That'll tell you what kind of work it takes.
I'm gonna do an exclusive on your show. I ain't showed nobody this.
Okay.
And I ain't bragging neither. I'm just showing that.
You earned it.
That is beautiful. Awesome.
I got that. I hadn't even showed nobody yet.
Well, like I said, the whole YouTube family of fishing is so proud to see you achieve what you've achieved. That's a major deal. Is that for 100,000 subs?
Yeah. For 100,000.
That's awesome. There's a crap load of us that's never going to see that.
Yeah.
So you can do it.
Getting to see you do it is the next best thing. I promise you.
You have to believe you can.
There's your neighbor in here running late fishing.
That's true. Well, listen,
It's gonna work, buddy.
for
Yeah.
you guys that have been in the show since the beginning, thank you so much for watching our show tonight. We're so proud to have you in here. And don't forget to go over and watch Catfish and Crappie. Mark's guest tonight is none other than Dieter Melhorn. I'm sure they are ready to go, and Dieter's a great guest anytime you get him on, so be sure to tune in and watch them. Keith, again, thank you so much. We're going to sign off, but I'll holler at you as soon as we sign out. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Be sure to tune in to Patriot James show on Wednesday night, Fishing with the Chad and James Dockery, and then Panfish Nation on Thursday nights. And then we'll be back next Monday night right here on Catfish Weekly. Thanks, everybody.
God bless.